we are live. Hey, you guys, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews, where I'm here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Not y'all mouth. Trying to watch my mouth. It's your boy James here, and I have my co-host, my special guest. She ain't really a guest, but she my co-host, my girl, Amina, aka Mrs. Best. Make sure y'all subscribe to her YouTube channel. Subscribe to both of our channels. If you don't like what you see, keep the subscription, just don't watch us. I don't watch. But we are here to talk about Belle Collective Season 3, Episode 5 recap. It's a good episode, I ain't gonna lie. I have to give it to them. Girls is given. They is definitely given. And so, how'd you feel about the episode overall before we dive in?
Overall, I thought it was cool. I like that we got pretty much every person who's on the show in the episode, which doesn't happen. It was these girls have been entertaining me the way I need the housewives to entertain me. So,
right?
Shout out to the Bells. I'm new to this show, but everything I've watched has been interesting thus far. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, so let's dive in. So the episode actually starts off with Latrice and surprise, surprise, Selena, JJ's ex-wife. They, do a little bit of shopping and, they talk about Latrice's upcoming event, which is her wig launch. So I'm not going to go detail by detail of what Latrice is doing this event until we get there, but she has a very close relationship with Selena, and I'm actually going to dive into this comment that Aikisha made later in the episode, is where Cliff and Selena had a little bit of an affair going on. Were you surprised by this?
Cliff
is Latrice's husband, and Selena.
Old ass Cliff.
Old ass Cliff and Selena had a little affair going on back when she was married to JJ.
That's messy. I didn't catch that.
Oh, girl, I don't know where you was because I watched the episode 3 times because I need to make sure. Well, one, there was a lot of things I needed to catch on this. I needed to because there was a lot that I missed that I had to go back and rewatch, and I had to go back and rewatch. Yes, and
that episode though, I did. My husband distracted me. I'm blaming it on him.
Damn. Shame on you, JoJo, because I'm telling you, this is what I need her. Because I was so like, wait, where we do that at?
So when I heard I heard the end of it. I did hear the end of that, but I thought she was joking. So this is like a legitimate thing.
Yep. So if you watch the reunion season
Does
2,
Cliff have money by himself?
I don't know. That's a good question because I kind of felt like I don't know if they were necessarily broke, but I don't think he was necessarily as rich as we see today.
So he's cool with JJ, even though he
yeah.
fucked his wife.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that some crazy shit? I was like, wait, where did we do that at?
This is why I say I'm not built to be famous, because it seems like when people are in a certain community at a certain level of wealth or fame, that they're forced to date kind of within the same circle. I'm crazy as hell, true Gemini. Like once I deem mine, nobody else can.
It's all over. This was all over the place. So that was a shock to me. So when I see these two shopping together, I'm just like.
So Selena and Latrice
were shopping together in the beginning of
now knowing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's making me look at Latrice in a different light. Yeah, like I'm looking at you, Latrice. I didn't want to go over to Marie's side and say you was a snake, but see, you're moving kind of weird. I'm gonna watch you, Latrice. I still like you, but I'm gonna watch you.
I'm in the Belle Collective Facebook group, and shout out to the admins for accepting my little invitation or whatever the heck they gave me. But I did see a lot of people speaking like, "We looking at you different, Latrice. Yeah, we looking at you different." So that explains it, because I'm not going shopping with anyone that slept with my husband, especially if you slept with my husband while you were married to someone else. That's
exactly.
That says a lot about character.
It does. It sounds a lot about that. Now I want to know more about JJ and Selena's relationship, because it feels like I might have a different opinion about Selena when this is all said and done. So moving on, we have Letitia and Glenn. You know, they went to go see grandmama. You know, she is in hospice. It was really sad to see Glenn break down in that way. I did appreciate Letitia being there, and I did
Mhm.
appreciate, you know, that scene. It just makes me because I have not lost anybody.
Mm.
And so not having lost, I just could not imagine what that feels like for Glenn. So I'm gonna go easy on Glenn again this episode, seeing that because I could really go off on Glenn when we get to the middle of this episode of what he said about Letitia. But I'm gonna give Glenn a little bit of pass again.
I
But
think for the beginning of the episode, he deserves grace because he hadn't gotten to that point. But when we are gonna get to
yeah,
that,
that we gonna
yeah,
get.
that you
I
don't
don't
need
know.
to give
Yeah,
him grace on because death is never an excuse to act
she
a dog.
right. My
It's
best friend is right. So
I've
yeah.
lost people. It's hard. Grief counseling exists, but there's no reason to like
Hmm.
act the donkey.
Absolutely. So moving on, Letitia. I want to move on to Latrice showing. I done forgot that girl's name already. The little
Letitia
friend.
and Marie,
No,
or
no, London. No, we're getting to that in a minute. I'm going with Latrice and the little friend she had, and the conversation about Josh because I want to touch on this.
I
So she
remember
said
this.
after Aikisha told her about the whole Josh situation, she said that she was really hurt. Now, mind you, on this channel, we said Josh was wrong as hell for even telling Aikisha, knowing Aikisha was going to tell Latrice. So now we all looking at you sideways. And Latrice's reaction was exactly what I thought it was going to be, which is she cried. She was upset because she felt like, damn, like this is you one of my best friends. How can you just tell my business like this? And yeah, I don't like Josh now. I don't think I ever did like him, but I was like, yeah, that's a flaw as hell in you to be doing that. So as they're having this conversation, Cliff comes out of nowhere and he was over there listening because they were talking about him in this conversation as well. How did you feel about Cliff just popping up out of nowhere, easing in on a conversation?
I feel like that's what Cliff do. He's a lurker. He a lurking it. He is a
Don't
lurker.
you feel like he be the man
He's
that follow you to
always
the grocery store to make sure that you go
every
to the grocery
time
store
she's
and
with
like,
his
yeah.
girlfriends, when I'm peeping, he's insecure. I think he knows that the way that he is, whether it be toxic masculinity from his old ass way of thinking or his thoughts being clouded from the alleged alcohol abuse. I just feel like if you have a reason to be if you have a reason to behave guilty, then you're guilty about somebody or about something. And he's
Well,
moving like he knows that the things that he does are wrong. And it seems like every time she's trying to talk to a friend about her relationships with him or her relationship with her friends, like he has to have a word. I'm just kind of like, it's weird
yeah,
to me.
it's weird because let's not mistaken, Cliff, is now that we know since Aikisha ran her mouth like she always does, that you and Selena was creeping. How you gonna turn around and watch your wife and be lurking around corners all this moments that she's on camera talking to these little friends of hers? Like, I need you to do something. You need to go get you a hobby.
I don't think he has friends. Like he's always home.
Yeah, like I
He's
was
always home.
when he came around
Even
that corner.
Glenn,
I was
even Glenn finds something to do. And he looked like the type of nigga that you gotta worry about if he finds something to do. He do. He really do. But all the men, even JJ, got dog, got dog, got dog, but he'll got dog his ass somewhere with a friend. Then there's Cliff, and he's just always there.
there. It's just
It's
like, ugh.
hot.
It's
And I'm like,
getting
is it an age thing? Because the other husbands are a dash younger. And I know my husband's walked in before into the house when I'm having conversations with friends about stuff. He don't say nothing. He just kind of ignores it, gives me a kiss, and goes on about his way. That's usually what guys do when they have
but
wives. And
yeah, but Cliff is popping up everywhere, and I'm just like, Cliff, if you don't go do something with your time, like the hell, like Latrice, can you go to the damn store by yourself and like make sure he ain't on the frozen food section while you checking out the meat? Like I'm trying to figure this out because that was weird as hell to me. But anyways, moving on because I don't want to spend too much time on Cliff and Latrice. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Marie and Letitia. You know, Letitia drops by Marie's house and pretty much apologizes for Glenn and putting them in that space where he's being volatile and Shoguchi's little job that she has at the apartment complex that we're gonna just skate over and act as if that's not what she was doing. But in a conversation, Marie kind of relates to her because she said that she went through the same thing with the cheating with her ex-husband Cedric.
Mhm.
So when I was like, I said I've never known Cedric was the cheater. I knew he was gone and like traveling a lot, like first season, like because I was trying to remember Cedric. I really was. When she said Cedric, I was like, oh damn, I forgot Cedric even existed in season one. But okay. But I was like, if this is the segue to Marie's storyline, then hell, so
She
be it.
doesn't have a storyline. And I think producers knew that as they were filming midway through. That gave me producers came and chit chatted with you and said that you need to share more. And so you decided to pull the oldest piece of shit that's been sitting in the toilet and rinse it off so that we could refurbish it. I don't know what the hell, Marie. I don't like her. I do not like this woman. And it's concerning to me that she's in mental health the way that she is, because she needs a lot of help herself before she can offer anybody
It's
help. Like,
always that's always been the oxymoron like of life. Like when you have people who always open up businesses and they don't have no expertise in the businesses, they can just relate to it. That's
mm,
what Marie gives me. Marie gives me the type of person that opens up a hair salon but runs the front desk and don't do hair. She gives me the type that owns a bar but doesn't drink alcohol. She gives me the type that opens up a butcher shop but is a vegetarian. Like it
I
just
don't
and like I don't
understand.
understand. Like I don't
Yeah,
understand Marie.
her
I don't.
purpose. Her purpose is questionable. She kind of reminds me of who is that? Oh, from Married to Medicine, Lisa Marie, who used to be on there a little bit, because she doesn't give anything, but then she's in everyone else's business, and it seems like it's very important to
I
Marie
see
to
where
show
you're
that
going with
she's
this. Yeah,
a
I
good
see where you're
friend.
going.
Yeah, not like wholly, because Lisa Marie's a hot mess, but
I was
um,
gonna say, yeah, I see where you're going with this because it was like after everybody exploited her husband on the show and everything, it seemed like she took a step back and just was quiet the entire time and just was watching everybody else. So I see where you're going with that.
yeah, she doesn't want anything further to come out. I had put interested things in my note. I just feel like, on top of that, Maria's calling Latrice a snake for 3 seasons now. But I think that she's the true snake to be so close with Letitia and not tell or counsel her about them wigs. How can you call yourself my friend and I put a hair hat on my head and my foundation doesn't match the hairline? You can see the lifting and the lace wasn't trimmed properly. I'm tired of this shit. I am going to go on protest pretty soon against Letitia's wigs. She's crying over her marriage
Yeah,
when you need to be crying over your friend's hairline. And
I'm
that's
okay. I'm gonna say this because these wigs look 10 times better than season one's wigs.
I
Season
can't.
one's
That's not in the hell. I'm a millionaire, self-made.
She wasn't no
I'm a Mississippi
girl.
Bill.
Letitia wasn't. Girl, come on now. Letitia was far from a millionaire. Letitia just now getting, just like Glenn said, you just now getting this money up. Now, come on now. We not because Letitia was written Airbnbs allegedly on season one, and I forgot who said she had a 1998 Honda Odyssey. I,
Shut up.
I'm a holler. I don't know who said it was another blogger, but it was funny as hell because that's all I could see. Picture her driving.
She
It
fixed
was
it.
she do. She feel like that. I feel like that would be her car in life. But what I'm gonna say about this whole thing with Letitia is that it's a lot better than where it was because she was borrowing Aunt Mabel's old church wigs and putting
Not
them on
me.
her head. And yeah, she looked well, she was, in between her pressing curls. She looked like she was borrowing Aunt Mabel's wigs and putting it on her head in between until she got the beauty shop appointment. Because mind you, they shot this in COVID. So she looked like that's what she was doing.
And she's not unattractive like
She's
Letitia.
not. That's the
Please wear
thing.
natural
Yeah.
hair. You're a
Get you some
beautiful.
braids or get you some
Yes,
get
they're
you yeah,
so
yeah, get you
easy.
some braids, get you some box braids, put it in your head. Moving on, Letitia tried Letitia offered to hook Marie up with one of her old cousins. I know it's not her cousin, but hell,
The
this,
whole
that
situation,
shit was fake as hell. I'm
no,
sorry.
that whole scene, like, first of all, I had put this in my notes. Letitia's divorcing. Maria's divorced and has some sort of hidden aggression towards men. Y'all shouldn't be giving each other advice, venting.
Or sending each other on blind dates or nothing. Like,
No,
no,
yeah.
I don't want it. The only
She
person that
sent
could set
Glenn
me up,
2.0 to that date.
yeah, the only person that could out of this cast that could set me up on a date if I were single, um, Tamber.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
Tamber. Tampa got connections like I ain't never like I can't wait to. I'm telling you, Tampa got connections. Look at the situations that Tampa be in. Just go back and watch a couple episodes, and you see why I said that.
I guess the people that she can connect you with don't reflect her as a person. So
Exactly,
that's okay.
exactly.
It's just
Yes.
hard to get past.
Oh
I
no,
just,
yeah, it's hard to get past because she's so animated. But I promise you, if it were to come to a point, if I had anybody to select somebody for me to be with or send me on a blind date, Tampa is the only person that is qualified. I feel like out of all these ladies to do it.
I kind of agree. I think they all
Yes.
settled for the men that they're with in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. Who cares what your friends say? I got my husband. Nobody liked him. Literally, no one liked this man for like half of a decade. I did not care. You supposed to pick who you who
What
you
works for you
what
or what's
works for
best for
you.
you in the moment? Because what's best for you may not look right. So I'm just saying, you know, sometimes you gotta be with it. Gotta be what it is.
I
But
did get annoyed though during this situation with Marie and Letitia sitting down, separate from the blind date idea. I was like, okay, that's confirming my thought that producers are talking to this woman. Like, you
mhm,
have to give us
you need to
something.
do something,
Yeah,
yes.
because come on now,
But
United. But why she came over there to talk to Letitia about Letitia's stuff and ended up crying about her own old ass divorce. That showed to me that Marie is probably projected some of the ways that she can be as a friend. I feel like she's one of those friends that will buy you what you need, lend you $1,000 for the rent, obviously put a house in your name. And then if she ever gets mad at you for something, or if you ever don't deliver for her in the way that she needs you to deliver, regardless of the reason, she's throwing all the shit she did for you in your face.
mhm,
I get that
exactly.
from her.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we'll see. I
So
have a feeling if the show continues that Letitia and Marie will have a falling out eventually because I
oh
think
yeah, I'm ready for it too. And
Marie is
yeah, yeah, Marie, trust me,
drama.
she yeah, absolutely. So she goes on this date with player. You know, that's Letitia cousin. I promise you, if we were to do some research, no one's done it yet, but allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, but I think that's one of Letitia people. I do. I don't care what nobody tells me. Marie went by Anna because in the conversation she had with Letitia, she said, I would like you to sign an NDA. Now, the only reason why she did that was because she had a blogger season one exploit a whole
I remember.
lot. It
Yeah.
was a whole lot. If
Yeah.
y'all did not watch this show season one, go back and then go to YouTube and look at a lot of bloggers. There was a blogger in Mississippi. I don't know his name. I wish I had his name. He put out a lot of stuff about Marie, like a lot that, and it's stuff she can't dispute.
She
Like I
did it.
know,
She even
huh?
admitted she didn't dispute it. She said herself, she's like, it's my past, and someone
Hmm.
chose to,
Yeah.
girl.
So now she got this man signing these NDAs and stuff. The man signed it. They went bowling. Um, do I think that this is the caliber of man I see Marie with? Absolutely not. But um, I felt like it was good to see her smile and laugh, and I guess I don't know.
Look, who the hell are you to think that somebody needs to sign the NDA? If he wasn't a felonious fucking criminal, Marie, then there would be nothing for the bloggers really to put out about her because they didn't really say too much outside of that. You do the crime, you did the time, yes, but part of the effed up structure of America and the criminal justice system, as most Black people know, is that felonies stick with you. They impact you. they follow you, especially when you're somebody who is not in the public eye and then rises to that. It doesn't take away from her accolades or the good things that she's done, regardless if I think she's fit to run anything with mental health. She's done it, and that benefits people in the community, and I support that. But look, people get mad at bloggers for telling the truth about stuff, and it honestly be mad at yourself for doing that.
Right, because if you didn't do it, they wouldn't have it to report on. So,
that's how I feel with Marie's situation. It has nothing to do with her. It's just like, you did the crime. Instead of throwing this big fit, I feel like she kind of made it a little bigger than it had to be. But
right, because
that's
well,
what she
see,
does.
Ish, had she not come on this show showing all of her ass, we wouldn't even care. But the
Yeah, but
fact
you
that she
came on
did that,
here with this sanctimonious, I'm better than everybody, and I'm gonna call this person out and that person out. It seemed like she wanted to be like the Nene of this show
she
and her
did,
little
and that's
brand.
what, and somebody else made that reference too. It seemed like she was trying to come on here to be the Nene of the show, and it's like Nene didn't even do that her first season, so it was
Well,
like,
they do have something in common. Latrice and Nene both have big heads
you
and
mean Marie?
bad. Marie and Nene, yes, they have big heads and bad hair. That blonde wig, that awful blonde wig in the opening of the show. Go back a couple seasons. Remember Nene's? It's like the same wig.
Uh-huh. I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
So,
Behave. Act a fool.
so after the date's over, let's continue back. After the date's over, she calls Letitia and said, "Girl, what you set me up on?" She goes, and Letitia, "You didn't like him? I thought he was okay." She go, "His name is Player." She go, "No, he just goes by that." And I'm just like, Letitia, just
Glenn
admit this is
2.0.
yeah, just admit this is one of your cousins and stop playing with us. Because this was some bullshit that Carlos cooked up for Marie to have a storyline. I'm not buying any of this shit. Anyways, now moving on to Letitia and Glenn and this dinner scene. I'm gonna say this: I cannot stand when men always want to say, "I don't want my son not to live in no house with me," and it was like, well, if you would be a halfway decent man to the woman you married, we would not be going through this now, would we? She wouldn't have any complaints, would she? So the problem what I have with Glenn is that he can't see past his nose. And that's the problem here. And if he would just simply just see it from her point of view, maybe they would resolve a lot of the issues they have. Because all she asked you to do was stop entertaining women on social media. But you continue to do it.
I think that they are staying together because of history, not out of love, or because there's obviously no loyalty if he's been on social media chasing other tramps. I'm just saying, it's and something's not clicking with his brain, because it's like, these women would want nothing to do with you if you weren't on the show. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
But I think with both of them, there's no reason, obviously, to continue with this marriage. She's in a different space. You haven't been living together. You haven't been intimate out of both of your mouths since the reunion. But I think I kind of relate to it, because when you've been with someone that long, like, they've been together, it seems, since the school years, it seems. So it's like, and I can relate to that. I've been with my husband since I was a junior in high school. So it's like, you go from growing up together and then learning to become adults, then you learning to pay bills. There's things they don't know and wouldn't know, but you get used to and comfortable with it. But comfort is not love or the passion needed for a relationship. I just feel like she said she outgrew her husband. So it's like, if you feel you've outgrown your husband, then leave, as you've been stating. And then he states that he feels like she's changed since the fame and can't keep his man part in his pants or to himself. So I don't see those two situation working out.
It doesn't, because it's not that she outgrew him, she outgrew the old her.
She said
That's who
herself, I outgrew my husband. So that's why I'm
Yeah,
like,
but I think that that's the problem that the when she because like honestly, if she outgrew her husband, this wouldn't be happening. This dinner scene, the arguments, it
yeah.
wouldn't be happening. Letitia would get up and move out of
Hmm.
Jackson.
Hmm.
If
Hmm.
this really was a serious situation, Letitia outgrew herself. And the problem is when you outgrow yourself, but you don't change the environment that you're in, you're going to bump heads with every single thing that was in your old life, including the husband you were with. So I don't think it's necessarily she outgrew him. She outgrew herself, the her that she was with when it came to him. So, because as I said, if she outgrew him, there wouldn't even be any of this. She wouldn't even waste her time going
Okay,
to
all
dinner.
I could do is go off of what she say. She want to say
I
she
no,
outgrew her
I get
husband,
no,
then
yeah.
she need to act like it and go. Because when
That's
a
what I'm
woman is
saying. And
done,
yes,
we are done. So I get that point. But all we can go off is what these people say, even if they're lies. You
they're
know,
not necessarily lies. I just think that they don't have a good quality of education to understand what that means and understand the predication of words. Because you have to understand, we're educated, you and I. So we understood what she meant, but it's not. It's what she says. That's just what it is. Like,
she
and
just
I'm
needs
trying
to
to.
figure out the situation. Because what's going to happen is we're going to grow tired of it. If this is going on next season, I'm over it. There needs to be like,
Oh, I'm gonna skip their scenes.
yeah,
If
I'm
if
gonna need
Letitia, let me explain something.
paperwork because it looks like to me two immature people who are always gonna behave in a manner that's not
Hmm.
mature when they're with each other because they've been together since they were even more immature. It just looks to me like they're going to
Yeah.
potentially stay. I feel like if they would grow individually, they may be able to make their marriage work, but I don't see that
No, I think the
happening.
marriage is done. I think they just need to scrap up, marry two other people, and just be done. Moving on.
He said it just be done.
And just be done. Moving on. So we are going to Latrice's event. And everybody looked very, very nice. I will give everybody that. I loved Akeisha's look. I thought that looked great on her. That dress is beautiful. I loved Selena's look. She looks a lot younger in the face. Like I know she's older than what I'm thinking she is, but she looked good. Um, Latrice looked good. Um, So Gucci actually looked nice as well. I loved her look. I did. I thought it was put together on her body. She has a really good body, so I think that's why I liked it
Her
so much.
face, I know that sounds so mean, but something about her face, she looked like a
She
grandma
was
in the face. She got an older
she was stank. She walked up in that event stank.
No,
She
I mean
looks.
all the time.
Oh no, I think
Yeah,
that's her regular mug. You know how who was it that has like a
she
regular
looks like a
stank?
grandma. It's not a mug. She looks old in the face. She
Ah,
just does. It's true. I
it
think
is.
she needs to lean away from these straight wigs, and that's the other one. She's just as bad as Letitia with the
You
wigs.
know,
So
but she actually would look good with a short haircut. I want her to get like a short haircut style, like
yeah, I need
something
her to
like
stop
yeah,
wearing
like a
these long.
Fantasia esque style.
I'm
I think she
tired
would
of
look
these
good with that.
wigs.
And then I'm tired. And then Tampa walked in wearing pleather, and I was looking at Tampa like, no, it
Oh,
is
I
hot in
ignore
here.
Tambra. I don't know why she's on the show anymore. She's
I said, Tampa, you come in here with this 50-pound wig and this
50
pleather. And
pound
I'm
wig.
like, Tampa, now I know that shit is heavy. I don't know why you continue to make a fool of yourself on this show. Damn, every time I turn around, Tampa making a damn fool of herself. You make me sick. I promise you, Tampa makes me sick. She do. Ugh. But we go into this event.
Oh
Gucci
no.
walks in, or I'm gonna call her. You know what? I ain't gonna call her Gucci no more. That is Sophia Shante. Sophia Shante, because I don't know what her name is. Everybody, Glenn's, not Glenn. JJ's people call her Shante. She said her name was Sophia, so she gonna be Sophia Shante until I figure out what to say on her birth certificate.
Triple S.
No, I ain't finna. We ain't finna do all that because
Give her a
now,
triple S. It's easy. Why?
nah,
Look,
Sophia Shante.
I'm thinking
Because
Shantae
I think
is her
Shante is her real
girl
name. I think
because
Shante is.
no disrespect. I never understand how people look at a baby and be like, I'm gonna call you Shaniqua. I'm gonna call you Shantae. We got to do better with that. We really, really, really do. I just can't. What I will say, no disrespect, no shade. I'm gonna just say, anytime I met somebody named Shantae, they hood as hell. And the only person who's a grown adult who's established that would call themselves so Gucci got to have an ignorant hood state of mind. I don't care. You coming out of the hundreds up in the deep East Oakland, coming out the Ninth Ward in New Orleans, the South Side of Chicago, where my in-laws is at. You coming from somebody's hood, because ain't no way in hell somebody who really can truly afford Gucci is going to call themselves so Gucci. It doesn't make sense. Lil Kim, she references Ralph Lauren all the time in her music, one of her great friends. She can wear it whenever she wants. They call it Gucci ain't calling on Shantae to model their outfits on the Belle Collective on the OWN network. I can guarantee it. So it's a little interesting that she insists on being called so Gucci. It's so stupid. That's what it is.
Yes. So moving on. Sophia Shante walk up in there with a stank attitude. She sees Latrice and hugs her, and Latrice even peep the attitude as well. It's all like, well, why you come? But hey, she gotta make her rounds, she gotta film, she gotta
She
get
got to
this
share
check.
that camera.
Yeah, she gotta get this check, so we ain't mad at her. One of the babies of JJ and Selena,
Sanjay.
Sanjay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sanjay comes over and hugs her, being respectful, and was like, "Hey, how you doing? You look cute. I'm gonna walk away," and that was fine. And then Tambra, with her messy ass, says, "Oh, did you see Gucci walked in?" She goes, "Oh yeah, I saw her." She goes, "Y'all not gonna talk to each other?" And Selena was all like, "It's usually me having to extend the olive branch to her, say, hey, how you doing, and
Which is not
everything
right.
like that." Right. We're gonna get into that in a minute because I feel like that's some bullshit, Selena. So, Tambra, being the messy woman that she is, she flags Gucci down and hugs her. And she said, "This is cute." They get pleasantries, and Gucci and Sophia Shante walks away, and this Selena. "Oh, Shante, you're not gonna say hey? Come, you don't see me standing here?" And I was
Mhm.
like,
Absolutely.
I
You're
was
not
like,
going to
"The
stand next to
fuck?"
me and not say hi, but then think that you're going to acknowledge my child. What these heifers need to understand when you marrying somebody who has kids with somebody else, you have to be respectful. If you love that person, you have to be respectful of the kid's mom. You don't have to take her shit, but speak when spoken to. And they're from the South, and that is a thing in the South. If someone says hello, or if you're in the room with someone, at least say hello. Like, that's rude. So Gucci came
She
there
could have,
wanting to fight
yeah,
and got
yeah.
what she wanted, and now is probably going to play the victim the next few
Yes,
episodes.
absolutely. Because I felt like it was nothing for Gucci to say, "Oh, hey, Selena, how you doing? Nice to see you. Cute dress." And moving forward, like you didn't have to completely just ignore her like that. Like I kind of felt a way
Exactly.
about that, but at the same time, Selena, you didn't have to do all of that either.
She did it.
No, you
She
didn't
did
have to
it.
do all of that
She did it.
either. The whole, oh, you could have helped me at the baby shower. No, she shouldn't have. No, that's your baby. She
Yeah.
shouldn't have did shit.
Especially if
So
you have a history. But I did get what she was saying. You want to be their stepmom. You can't just show up to stuff and be disrespectful to the mom. If you want a better relationships with his daughters, maybe participate. Because it
I
sounds like
mean,
the daughters have a bad relationship, not because of anything that has to do with Selena, but because of Triple S's
maybe
bullshit.
maybe, but see, the thing that I don't like is the fact that you have to go to a lower level to make your point, and that's what I didn't like what Selena did. Because
Selena
see,
always does that though. She's not right in the
I don't
head.
know her, so that's why I'm saying when I was
Yeah.
looking at
I
that, it was
watched her
like,
previous shows, so what she did was very on brand for
of course she
Selena.
does, okay,
She
because I
was
don't know her.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
in that Dancing Dolls group on Bring It. She was known to be the parent who always had an issue with other people. She don't have no problem um, going off or speaking her mind. She just needs to learn how to do it. But that was on brand, Selena's
it
behavior. I'm like,
was because
oh
see, to
Lord,
me, it gave that Shantae and Selena went to high school together.
no.
Like, seems like no, it does. It does give me that vibe. Like they was always into it.
No,
Always,
it's not that. I guarantee you it's not that deep.
it's
Being a
not.
woman myself, I could read right through both of those. Selena, she's always extra like that. And I think that she wants to be a part of the show a little bit and took
Well,
advantage of the opportunity. So that on her part, fine. But so Gucci, you knew he had this wife, you knew how it went and how long it took for them to divorce. Their kids are grown. So there's no reason for all of this as if you got to go give a baby off and write a child support check. Like the kids are having kids. So there's no reason for either of them, in my opinion, to be arguing with each other. But on So Gucci's part, the kids themselves have said you're disrespectful to them and not having anything to do with their mom. Disrespectful, disclusive. So even her daughter has said that her mom at times was wrong. So I feel like separate from Selena, So Gucci's just a shitty stepmom.
Maybe so,
It
and that's the
shouldn't be
thing.
hard to have
And
a
yeah, I agree.
relationship with adults.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, especially now. Granted, these kids are grown, so I don't know because I believe in being a team player. Like if I had to marry into somebody with children, come on, girl, come over and help me stir these greens. Come on, help me fry this chicken. Like, what you been up to? Like, how you been? See, because I'm that person. Like, I get along with everybody. Like, it's
Mhm.
hard for me to find somebody immediately that I dislike. Like, it really is. Like, I can get along with anybody. Like, ex-wives, ex-girlfriends, baby mamas. Y'all wouldn't even think that I belong to. Y'all wouldn't even think that. Y'all would think that I was just y'all best friend just because I know how to be overextensive cordial. That's what I'm gonna say. It's overextensive cordial because cordial is a little like mood. Like you have to be effort. Like you got to make sure your kids understand a family is a collective. Like
Mhm.
sometimes things are messed up. I didn't grow up in that. My family wasn't like that. My family, when you married into a family and he had a wife and kids, the ex-wife was coming to the barbecue. Like I
Mhm.
promise you, the ex-wife was gonna be there, and you were just going to. Because I'm telling
That's
you,
why
there's.
I see it to be odd because there are people, for instance, one of my closest cousins is not married to his wife anymore, hasn't been in many years. She still comes to events. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to my cousin Vicky. She still comes to events. I see her all the time. We talk to her. They do stuff together. There's no drama, no BS. So I just looking at it, and they from the South too. So I'm like looking at the situation with So Gucci, like Selena, she does a lot, but it also gives me she's just kind of fed up with it. So Gucci, let's not forget, was talking shit at the baby shower to other people while there and in the confessional. So I just get the feeling that stuff off camera or stuff that's being filmed on camera is getting back to people as well. And that's causing a problem. But personally, So Gucci as a mom, if she was the stepmom with no kids, it's still effed up, but I might be like, okay, she doesn't know what to do with this. But the fact that she has a child of her own, it makes it even more disgusting and atrocious, her behavior. It turned me all the way off, her behavior, this episode. And then to see that fast forwarding to everything that happened, which I'm sure you'll get into, then the next episode, you want to run and go and try and apologize to this little girl. That's why Sanjay was going on off on Twitter after this episode aired. Sanjay was going off on Twitter, airing out all of their business. So Gucci has been a problem. I don't think that she's going to stop being a problem, and I think it's going to interrupt or her marriage in some way. So
I was gonna say, what do I need to get into with? Did I miss something? Because that was pretty much it.
on
They
Twitter
really.
after that episode
Oh,
aired,
I'm not pressing no Twitter because
no.
I need to
I
see.
don't use Twitter. I don't have a Twitter, but the Belle Collective Facebook group that I'm in, people were
Oh,
taking screenshots and showing, and Sanjay was going
oh
the
no, I get that. I
idiot.
thought you meant the recap because then they get into it really deep, and
Mhm.
then the episode goes off. So I'm gonna reserve my opinion on who I think was wrong until I see the results of that because I can't quite put it on Shantae and I can't put it 100% on Selena either. It's both of them. But if I really had to say at this moment right now, prematurely, who I think the issue is, honestly, and this is going to sound so crazy coming out of my mouth, Selena is the issue.
Selena's an issue, and it's always going to be an issue. She's
And
been a
that's what
baby
I'm
mama.
and
But I
that's what
think
I'm
what people
thinking.
have to remember when you're dating someone with kids, you can't do that because it doesn't. When it comes down to semantics, you can't.
I get that, but we ain't talking
They,
about some kids is grown. Now
the
look,
kids are grown, but you
but the
see,
same
there's
way, but
enough.
here's the thing, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a little bit. And then we're gonna get up off this live because I gotta hurry and get to Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Would it have killed Selena to honestly speak first, knowing that this is her friend's event? Would it have killed her to say, "Hey, Shantae, girl, you look cute with your little cut up suit"? Would it have killed her to do that?
I think it would not have, but when somebody walks in with the attitude that stank, indicating that they want to beef, some people, especially when you've been fed up or like, I'm gonna give it to you. My thing is, you came into this event with a nasty attitude before anything could begin. So she's
Exactly.
responsible for everything that happened after that because she's the one who set the mood. That's how I think, separate from the kids and everything. Like, if you didn't want to fight with anybody, then fix your fucking face. The same way
But
Selena could
see,
have
I
said
wouldn't have thought that was
people
for
that went
me
in there more
though.
positive. I just don't understand So
I
Gucci's.
didn't understand that either. Like I said this at the beginning. Like now, Shantae, Sophia, Shantae, you came up in this lady's establishment. It wasn't her establishment. You came in this lady's event already on a stank attitude 10. And see,
Mhm.
and that's what we were saying. I don't get that. Like, I don't understand why you even decided to come
Why
in the first
show
place.
up?
Yeah, like if you really was not trying to
Do
be
like
there with
Marie and
Latrice,
stay home if you have nothing nice to say. Like, I do like that
right?
about Marie. She don't like Latrice. She don't mess with her. She don't fake it. So instead of
Well,
showing up with a nasty
that's because
attitude,
all the social media read her when she did come to when she did come to events going after this girl for no reason. Like
and that's the thing.
we
That
already
this the same energy needs to be kept towards So Gucci because you could stay home if you know that you've been having issues with Latrice, so they're not in the good place. You know that Latrice is friends with your husband's ex. You know that your husband's ex is going to be at these events ahead of time, yet you still decide to show up. So I think she'll probably hear that. But in the end, before we go, we know who the true person who should be fixing it, who at fault is, and that is JJ. Man the fuck up and check these heifers.
yeah,
That's all.
because I think JJ is really predicating on the fact that his ex-wife may still have an inkling of feeling for him, even though
He
she
says it
engaged.
as often as he can.
Yeah, and I think you play on the fact when these two women fight over you that
He
does
likes
something
it.
inside of
What
you.
man
Yeah,
don't like
so
two pretty women fighting
he,
over him? And
he-
they're two
it
pretty
ain't
women.
it ain't even all that serious, and he ain't all that cute to be fighting over.
He's not
So y'all better look, hang it up.
with
But
the
that
Jerry
was Belle
Curl
Collective, you
ponytail.
guys. We covered everything, and I can't wait to see the results of next week's episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to both channels, Mrs. Best's channel and also my channel. I left her information and the link to her channel in my description box. Everything on the channel is alleged. Do not be coming for me. I am only speaking my opinion of this show. So, anything you want to add?
No, that was
Okay.
it.
Okay, so my two little viewers that's up on here, hey, how y'all doing? Go on, bring your ass into Real Housewives of Atlanta because we got to read them heifers too. But I will see you guys in the next slide. Bye.
Bye.